Oh, so so the plan is, we're just going to just ask him the basic questions and all this shit. He said that we can ask him anything, whatever. Just let's have a fun ass show. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Before we
Um,
start, before we
Baby,
start,
hi guys. What's
before
going
we
on?
start, I gotta do this because I couldn't do this on TikTok. Apollo, what's going on, brother?
It's gonna travel so much to where whatever I do with wrestling, with cosplay, with whatever, it's just gonna spread. So at this point,
Yeah.
I got to get ready for it.
Well, welcome. Like I said, it's my first time officially meeting you.
Yes.
You're part of the cookout. You know what I mean? I am one.
If your black ass will come to the cookout more often, you can
I do. Well,
interact with her.
I know.
Bro, you only there for like 5 seconds.
I'm one of the. I'm one of the founders. I'm one of the 3 pilots. But welcome, man.
Pillets.
You are
Damn.
so
But I welcome, man. It's an honor to finally meet you. I've seen you a couple of times in there, so like I said, welcome. You know, one question I would like to ask people that come to the cookout. What are you bringing to the cookout, sir?
I think we already reestablished that already.
I swear.
Hopefully, I'm bringing at least interesting topic conversations and interesting questions.
We can eat that though.
Well, to eat.
Yeah, we're bringing the cookout to eat.
I'm a bartender.
I can't eat a conversation.
No, he bring the drinks.
I can bring drinks.
What kind of drinks though? You know what I mean?
He's out. Hey.
Yeah. He's talking to this guy here.
As a HBCU graduate, I bring jungle juice. So
I know that. I know that.
All right.
Whoa, I know that.
Yeah.
Listen. Hold on. That jungle juice now, you gotta sip.
Hey,
don't sip.
It was my school's homecoming like last week, and I couldn't go unfortunately. But I saw a bunch of my friends like just off of whatever they were doing. Like this is 30+ year olds still drinking like they are like 25 or 22. Like it was not.
No, my liver can't. I
know.
We know about your liver, Chris. Your liver cannot handle.
No, don't come for me.
Listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing show tonight. Is a quick one, but it is a very special one. We have a very special guest.
It's gonna be quick.
Let me put you over here.
Yes, it's really quick. He only has 45 minutes with us. If you want to get him into the show as fast as we can, ask him some questions, get to know him a little bit. And then hopefully he would want to come back and hang out with us again.
Well,
but we have a special guy coming in, a very controversial guy. If you guys, very controversial.
We love controversy.
This man,
we do.
We
do.
I let Chris bring him up. And Chris, give that amazing introduction. Then I'll kick it off. I'll kick the door down.
Guys, so everybody, we are going to start in about 2 minutes or so. So if you guys missed it, you can always go to YouTube and you can check the replay. But yeah, we're gonna start in a little bit. So y'all ready to vote?
I already did.
Did it?
I
voted October
Monday.
14th. I already said I voted October 14th.
I'm voting Monday.
You vote tomorrow, sir.
No, I already sent my mail-in ballot in already. October 14th.
I ain't mail. I want to see this face. Let them know. Here.
I want to get it in. Then piss me off, and then I heard people burn down freaking mailboxes. I'm like, ballot boxes.
I thought that part.
They always, but they did that 4 years ago too.
Mm-hmm.
They was putting stuff because my post office they had to seal. So now you have to walk into the post office.
Well, those who know, this show is sponsored by this weekend the best apple juice in the world.
That's disgusting, bro.
I haven't had that apple juice in so long, man.
It's the best apple juice in the world.
That shit look like piss.
Hey, Theo, do me a favor. I want you to lean. I guess that's your left. I need you to lean over to your left. I don't need to see that she devil until December.
Oh no!
Can Fat Tony have his holiday first before I hear?
Thanksgiving is a day. Christmas is a season.
I need.
Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. She's up.
I need to hear. I need to hear. Greens, potatoes. All I need to hear that song before I hear her.
Oh no!
Christmas.
Jesus.
No, we ain't doing this.
He killed me just one with that, bro.
Look, I got my I got my Ghirardelli peppermint bark. I got my Jameson.
My greatest enemy. What is good from YouTube? What's up, bro?
What's going on, brother?
All right, y'all ready?
Oh, I told you.
Yes.
All right. All right, everybody, enjoy episode 273 with Alfred Konuwa from
Mariah.
Yes. Let's do this. All right. I haven't
research on it. Damn.
All right.
Hold up, hashtag heels for life. Wanna welcome everybody, yeah, we gotta get it hype. Hey, every week talking wrestling, we get into it. Current events, even guests that we're interviewing. It's cool being faces, better be in the hill. And I don't ever care how they feel. It's cool being faces, better be in the hill. And they don't wanna see me in the field. It's cool being faces, better be in the hill.
I know what you're thinking. What a great team. And it's been Heels for Life since 2018. Let them feel that heel heat. Heels for Life the club, yeah, it's too sweet. Big boots, we put heels to face. We are Heels for Life, everybody's great. We're at the SmackDown Hotel having a cook.
Oh, what's going on, wrestling true believers? It's a great day. I am your boy, Mr. Team Bring It, coming to you guys once again for hashtag Heels for Life 273. Yeah, this is the wrong day. I feel very off right now. I feel very butt naked right now. Yeah, I do. But anyway, everybody. We got T.O., we got Mr. the Enforcer, Fat Daddy, and also we have, yes, that man is from the Cookout from TikTok, Mr. Apollo! Not Apollo Cruz, but Mr.
No, or Creed.
Thank you so much for coming on here, Mr. Man. How you doing this evening?
No problem. I'm sorry that I'm not as bald or dark as Apollo Cruz, but I hope that I am at least.
Listen, you got more TV time than him right now.
Exactly. So everybody, so everyone, this is not going to be a long podcast. But Alfred, he wanted to come on. He wanted to come on here, chop it up with us. He doesn't have a lot of time, which is fine. It's about probably about 50-minute podcast. We're just gonna ask him some couple questions. If you guys in the comment section want to ask him some questions, you are more than willing to, or if you're more than welcome to. I'm sorry, I can't even get my words right tonight. So kind of a background on Mr. Alfred. Alfred has interviewed wrestlers like first of all, he worked for Forbes. That's number one. So big deal. He has interviewed Bret Hart. He has interviewed who else? T.O. has he interviewed? Bret Hart was the big one. I seen that.
Yeah, that was the big one. Forget everybody else.
I mean, honestly,
we gotta go down his. We gotta go down his resume. I mean, because like this.
Let the man speak for himself.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's interview getting more virals than anything. So
yeah, exactly. I mean,
yes.
Let the man talk for himself.
Yes, and that's fine. Without further ado,
we have some questions. We need answers.
Yes, we do. We gotta bring him in. All right,
bring him in.
Alfred, come on in, brother.
Yo, can you hear me? I don't see myself.
Yeah, we don't see it either.
We do not see you like John Cena, brother.
Don't do that. Wait, where are you, sir?
I'm looking at the screen and it's got like a W on it for W. Yeah. Alfred, of course. Big W.
What about you turn off your camera and turn it back on?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, so it's off now. Here it's on. When it's on, it's this W.
Wow.
W. Where's Alfred?
No, but you just saw him too. How about you back out and come back in?
Yeah, okay. Back on, come back in. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do that, sir.
See, look at that. They don't want us to win, y'all. They don't want us to win. Look at that.
It was just on here before we pressed.
Right?
We just seen the man.
It's a conspiracy. A conspiracy.
See, I'm telling you now. This happens every time around elections. They always want to mess with stuff. Leave stuff alone.
You vote.
You're stupid. Okay.
No. Come on.
Did you unplug your camera?
No, it was working just fine before. Let me go to the settings and see. Because
yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, go to the ellipsis.
There we go.
The ellipsis.
There
you go.
There's that handsome guy. What's going on, guys? Sorry about that. I did vote early as well. So yeah, thank you for telling me.
That's awesome.
I see a clean cut on him too. I see a clean
I just got a cut today.
Got the shape got the goatee going.
I had to look my best for you guys.
Oh no!
Right. I'm going to try to make it for 300 too. I'll try to make it for the 300th show.
You know we use this for evidence. So.
All right. But hey, man, welcome to the show. First of all, introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are. Like the top 5 favorite wrestler interviews that you've done. We know Bret Hart is number 1 up there.
Oh wow! I mean, you don't assume. I mean, I think it's got the most traction and gone the most viral. So that is one of my all-time favorite interviews. I just loved how honest Bret Hart is and how he just unleashed. Even when I wasn't, when I was just asking him general questions, he would just go off on the Freebirds, going off on Martha Hart, all kinds of people. But Bret is Bret. So I just love that he was so. Honest. So that was a good interview. It was a great interview. And just to add more name, I interviewed Mark Henry recently. He was great. I did interview Hulk Hogan. I asked him about all the racism and all that stuff, and he gave his Hulk Hogan line. But it was really surreal to interview Hulk Hogan. That was crazy. Mike Tyson.
You can't
How did you get past
your
that interview?
Your vitamins to racism. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, he didn't say that quite.
You can't.
That would have been so much funnier if he said that. But he just said it was a misstep. I think he said it was just a misstep, brother. I just slipped and I said the N-word, brother.
So we're not.
That's like me trying to tell my wife. That's like me trying to tell my wife. Oh yeah, babe. I mean, it was. I didn't mean to. Like I just slipped and fell inside the bridge. Like I mean,
so, yeah,
it's unbelievable.
I just fell in you. Yeah. That's
I meant to say it without the hard R, brother.
It's not what I feel about him; it's just how I think about him.
Brother.
So, real quick, one question we like to ask our interviewer, like people come in about their wrestlers or not. Who is on your heel Mount Rushmore?
The Mount Rushmore tends
to
change. I would love to say it's like the New Day and The Rock because I just love. If you could put 3 wrestlers on a Mount Rushmore, the New Day probably would be on there.
No. Heel. Your heel.
What do you mean heel? That's one person?
No, heel. Like
heel.
Like you heel.
Heel Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
That's a good one. Okay.
Get him.
Let me think about this. Jesus, that's a good one. I love Shawn Michaels as a heel. Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time, and he was a tremendous heel, so he's got to go on there. Ric Flair kind of reinvented being a heel and was like a prelude to the cool heel. I just liked how Ric Flair played it, where he, had the jewelry and the great promo. So, okay, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair. Oh my God.
This question always gets.
I guess you haven't been asked this question a lot, Alfred. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, you get asked the Mount Rushmore, and the Mount Rushmore, and it kind of changes, but I have an idea of that. But there's so many great heels in wrestling. Yeah. I think MJF is on his way. I don't think he's there yet, and he tends to have a shtick, and I'm noticing that he's very repetitive. If he could change it up and evolve a little bit, maybe eventually, but he's not on there. I'm just going to give him like an honorable mention. The Rock as a heel The Rock is just The Rock. He's tremendous. Right, so I would say The Rock would put him up on there.
One more.
Okay. And you know what? People are going to get mad at this. Vince McMahon turned out to be the greatest heel of them all for all kinds of reasons. So you got to put
real life heel.
That character is a heel. He's a heel on Sunday. He's a heel on. Vince McMahon, for both real life and work reason, is a tremendous heel.
Awesome. So, all right, we're gonna jump right in it. You are very outspoken about wrestling and kind of where you stance in wrestling, but let's talk about real quick your stance with WWE and AEW, because you have a lot that, like, I feel like you're like more on towards the WWE side, and kind of like the target is on AEW. And we want to know, like, I want to know, why is the target, like, why are you like targeting this way? Like, why are you shooting this way when both companies have their good and bad days? But why is it that it seems like most of the content is against AEW?
Yeah, I want to make it very clear. I am biased toward WWE because the product is better, because I think AEW sucks right now. I just want to make it very clear. I just love how everybody always, not everybody, but you hear this discussion about fair. What's fair? Who's fair? You got to be fair. Why are you talking shit about them? It's because they suck. Because they're not good right now. I watch the product every single week, which is a form of supporting them. I cover them on my YouTube channel, Pro Wrestling Bits, which is almost at 30,000 subscribers, every single week, which is a form of supporting AEW. I talk a lot about AEW, not because I'm targeting them. And there's this victimhood mentality in AEW where they have persecution complex, and their rotten fan base is always saying, oh, you're against us because you said something bad about us. You want us to fail because you said something bad about us. I said something bad about AEW because the product is horrible right now. And so it deserves criticism. And the reason that it connects with a lot of people is because it's bad. In 2019, I was saying stuff about WWE because they were a horrible product. And I called it the senile era. I very much remember that. I got a lot of heat for calling WWE the senile era, which, if you look back, that's exactly what it was in Vince McMahon's lion years. So right now, AEW sucks. So I talk about all the ways that it sucks because it's not a good product right now. I don't think it's good. And I like pointing out what's bad about it. And I know people want fairness, but nobody can tell you what fair is. Like, they want me to talk bad about WWE because I said something good about AEW. Did you see WrestleMania 40? I was there in the building. It's night 2 of WrestleMania 40 is the greatest main event of WrestleMania I've ever seen. WrestleMania 39 is night 1 is the greatest WrestleMania as a whole I've ever seen. WWE is just in its bag right now. And AEW, if you look at, don't listen to me, look at their key performance indicators, like their live attendance, which is going down. Their advances are very scary. They're doing like hundreds of ticket sales, which is not good for a company on national TV. They're doing terrible numbers when it comes to their ratings, as it goes down and down. So, there's a reason this is happening, is because AEW isn't that good. And that's why I'm not targeting AEW, because they're not the victims here. They just got a great new TV deal. Love that for them. But I am criticizing them because the product sucks. And that's all it is.
In your eyes, what can AEW do to become a better company? Like, in your eyes, in your own opinion, if you were able to have the pencil, if you're able to sit there and sit next to Tony Khan and have like a month with Tony Khan to help rebuild them, because at one time they were head above everybody.
Excellent.
Right? So what would you do? Like, what would you do to help this situation? Instead of, like you said right now, they suck. That's your word. They suck. Mm-hmm. So what would you do in a situation to help them out, or what advice would you give them to help them out?
Well, it wouldn't be a month with Tony Khan, because my advice would be simple. Fire Tony Khan. Tony Khan needs to step down, hire Paul Heyman. And I know that would be hard to do, but not necessarily a Paul Heyman type. They need to get a mind who knows how to book wrestling, who's got great ideas, who's maybe a creative presence. They need somebody other than Tony Khan and whatever creative staff he has booking this product. He just needs to step down and manage their social media or something like that. I think he's great on social media for ironic reasons, when he's interacting with people in the comments, even though he's supposed to be this billionaire who's supposed to be above all this. He's interacting with people in the comments, and his talent is following suit. If you see Dax Harwood is going after, people in the comments, and he's in his feelings when he's this star of a wrestler who shouldn't be in the comments. You see Ricochet is going after people. So I would say Tony Khan needs to hire somebody. I'm not saying Tony Khan doesn't know wrestling. He was a correspondent in the Wrestling Observer newsletter or whatever, and he's a big fan of wrestling, and he loves this stuff. but he needs somebody else, whether it's a creative team, whether it's to defer to somebody. I would tell him, you got to get somebody else in here, okay? Because I don't even think I know what's wrong with AEW. I can maybe fantasy book what's right with AEW, but I'm not gonna like sit here and pretend that I can solve the problem. I think Paul Heyman is on that short list of people who can help AEW. It's never going to happen, but based on, I think Paul Heyman is a genius, and I think he would be a great mind in terms of AEW. There's a lot of young minds out there who could help AEW, but he's got to get rid of this team of podcasters as he's built. He's got to stop booking the product himself, and he's got to hire somebody who just knows how to turn this company around, because his way of booking. And booking is very cyclical. A lot of these great bookers end up burning out. Booking is a very cyclical thing. So right now, he's gone through the cycle a couple of times. Like, they had that new car smell. It's not there anymore. They need somebody else.
So let me ask Alfred a question. I'm gonna be direct with you. So Alfred, I have been a long-standing AEW fan. And the reason why, because WWE could not do their job full-time. Can we both agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will agree with you on some aspects. One of them, my attention on AEW is dwindling, and I will agree with you on that. There's a lot of disorganization. I will definitely agree with that as well as an AEW fan. But don't you think that you are watching the AEW product with WWE glasses on? You think?
No, I think it's funny that you say your attention is dwindling. I'm watching the AEW. I probably watch more AEW than I do WWE. And it's like,
really?
AEW cannot tell. It's funny because it's like, I'm an AEW fan. I'm not a fan of anything but Alfred Konuwa. Like, I love wrestling. I'm not going to call, I love wrestling. I watch all, because I'm constantly talking about AEW and their specific storylines. I'm watching Dynamite every week. I'm watching Rampage. I watch Collision. I watch a lot of AEW, and the viewership is down. That's not me not watching AEW. It's not my fault that people aren't watching AEW. So I watch a lot of the product, whether you like it, whether you hate it, whether you're watching it with any type of glasses. Like, that is support for the product. This idea that you hate and love are the exact same thing to me. So this idea that I hate AEW. If I hated AEW, why would I be watching every single show? I would be apathetic to it if I hated it.
But you know, it's that such thing as hate watching as well.
Sure, absolutely. A lot of people hate watch me. I do hate watch. I absolutely agree. There are biases in this country, 100%. But I'm not going to sit here like a lot of people do and pretend that I'm unbiased. This product has been so bad for so long that I do watch it with, like, how are they going to screw this up? And they don't prove me wrong. There are things like Private Party winning those tag team titles in that match against the Young Buck. Phenomenal. Great. Incredible. I thought it was awesome. So I could watch that and enjoy that. But then on the same show, see the skinhead stable running around beating up all the baby faces, being like, this doesn't really work for me, brother. I don't know if I like this.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because you also mentioned white supremacy on AEW. Now, if we're going to say that, then we're going to have to look at the same company, talk about WWE, that took them 50 years to have a black WWE champion. Okay. Yeah. So, and then you also mentioned the black representation on Tuesdays. So if that's true, then why we can't have black representation on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays instead of having all the black heads on Tuesday? Then also you mentioned something about Sexy Red as well. You said that Sexy Red is a form of black representation. Is that correct?
Sexy Red is a black woman. So her being on TV is representing. I really don't. Can I say something real quick about representation?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, that 50 years black people, that's, I've been had that talking that point. Brought that up to Bret Hart, as you saw. Nobody said that more than me. And I have made so many videos talking about this era of WWE and Triple H, because people want to believe that Alfred only talks about AEW. And that gets a lot of views. Everything I does get a lot of views, but the most views come from Bret Hart interviews, whatever. And then AEW criticism right now, because AEW sucks, and that connects with a lot of people. Just like once upon a time, me talking about WWE's lack of black people on TV, that got a lot of engagement, and it still does, because people do believe that. So I talk a lot about this era of WWE and Triple H not doing as good of a job booking black talent, because you see NXT, you see them book the spectrum of black people, and Shawn Michaels and NXT, they're doing such a good job booking black people that it makes me watch WWE and go, Triple H needs to step it up. They fumbled Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Go look at my tweet the second the Street Profits turned heel. I said, okay, I'm interested in the heel Street Profit group, but Triple H has not shown me he can book black talent. So we're going to see how this works. And I was right about that, okay? So this whole thing about black representation, let me get this right. That's a talking buzzword that like white liberals created in order to like have black people on their terms. I don't care about representation. Like, do I want to see every race represented as best as possible? Of course. It's a good thing. It's a nice thing. I don't want black people on TV because it's fair. I want more black people on TV because we're cool. Like, black people on your television, okay, sure, you can pat yourself on the back and you're being fair. I don't give a shit about fair. There's no such thing as fair. Everybody has a different idea of what fair is. I want black people on TV because black people are cooler than every race. Like, Fox built their network on black people. Martin, Living Single, they built their network on white people. And then when they started making money, they didn't want to pay us, so they started paying the white people, and then NBC made Friends, ripping off little. So I want black people on TV because it's going to help you, not because you're being fair and because you can go and parade to your liberal friends. You got black people on TV. It's not about representation for me. It's about cool. It's about a cool factor.
Let me say this though. While you said it's cool. Not just that it would be cool for them to be on TV. How about because they damn deserve it?
Absolutely.
If the black representation that you got on your roster is putting the butts in the seats and the crowd is repeating everything that they say, just like if I say whose house, a crowd of 13,000 or 14,000 people say Swerve's house. If there was a catchphrase, I don't know. I'm gonna say their name because it's right now at the top of my head. If New Day come out and say New Day rocks and the crowd go behind them, right? But a lot of people understand this, and I get what now. I'm trying to listen to what you're saying. I get what you're saying about the fair part. There are a lot of wrestlers. I understand a lot of wrestlers that think, okay, because I'm black, it's not fair. I'm not getting treated right. But at the same time, this is also a business. Now, I'm going to say this because WWE is on the topic right here, the main roster. They fumbled years after years after years, and then when they finally give us the chance, they say you pretty much like they give us a chance to shut us up, and then when the right price come around, they take the belt off you or whatever momentum you got for 8 to 30 seconds, and then you're supposed to forget about it. So when you say it's not fair, that's the part of people say it's not fair. Because you're not, once we finally get invested in somebody, and then you get this new TV deal like they got with Fox.
Yes,
we just forgot about Kofi Mania just like that.
Yeah, and so when I say fair, I'm referring to WWE versus AEW and whether or not you should give fair amount of criticism. No, I'm going to criticize a company that sucks, and I'm going to praise a company that I think is good. And to your point, I thought it was the ultimate example of unfairness when Kofi Kingston lost that title to Brock Lesnar. It's one of the worst moments ever. Nobody had more to say about that than me. And even when Swerve Strickland, the moment you want to talk about fair, the moment he won that title, I knew the fix was in. Here's what's unfair about AEW. They knew this entire time Swerve was going to be a transitional champion. It was never, we're going to put the belt on Swerve and give him a shot. Before Swerve was even crowned champion, in one of the only instances of long-term booking from Tony Khan, he wanted Sting to retire. He wanted Sting's retirement tour. Like, Sting wanted to retire, but Tony Khan wanted to give Sting a retirement tour. So we'll say, we'll put the belt on some transitional guy, and then Sting will beat him at All In. And Sting said, no, I'm not going to be with this shitty company for that long. I'll retire in March. So then he said, okay, we're going to put the belt on Bryan Danielson. So he's going to beat Swerve. So it was always Swerve is the champion who's going to be beat. And I saw this from a mile away. So the second Swerve won it, great. You can say you had the first black champion. But this is transitional. They were very obvious in how little that meant to them. They had another world champion in the company in Jon Moxley, who's their biggest star, which big-footed Swerve's title run. They didn't have Swerve on the first show after he won the title. They hit him on Collision. And then they beat him after a few months as champion without ever really planning to give him a real shot. So no, that's not fair. I was very outspoken about how unfair that was. And I do think that, again, the reason I think black people should be championed and black people should be more prominently featured, with the implication that yes, we're all talented, a lot of black talent is talented enough to be there, is because it will bring in young people. NXT is competitive with AEW now. The white version of NXT got ran off of Wednesday nights. They got their asses kicked by AEW back when AEW was good. Once you sprinkled a little melanin in NXT, and once it became African NXT, they're beating AEW 3 out of 4 times now.
African.
They're kicking AEW's ass now. They're going to go head-to-head with AEW next week, and they're probably going to win. So African NXT is bringing in the young people, and it's better.
But the thing is with that, when they always go head-to-head, if NXT go do this, I want to do it fair. This is our fair part. Don't bring no nostalgia. Don't bring no stars. Use the wrestlers you got on that brand that you trained, that you had them ready for these moments, like the overfed, Now I don't want listen to me, because it's gonna be in 2300. Yeah, I understand. You go bring Bubba Ray and he go wrestle Francine and RVD. I want it at a time where they're gonna be in an arena. This is gonna be historic, so I understand. I want the time it's gonna be in the performance center or an arena by themselves. No nostalgia. Do it with the roster you got against AEW roster that they got. Because every time they beat them lately, it's becoming because they got a major star coming in or a nostalgia.
Let me just.
That's not going to happen.
Are we familiar with the man who built this company? And whose fingerprints are still all over this company for both better and worse. If they're on,
yes, all of his bed bugs are still there. Yes, I get it.
Yes, WWE is the most competitive. So you can preach to me all you want about what's fair.
No. I'm just saying.
The
level
most competitive wrestling company, if not sports organization, in the history of the world. WWE is not sitting around saying, "Okay, guys, AEW, we're going to go head-to-head, but let's make it fair on them, on our competition." If you're any semblance of competition, they're going to try to squash you like a bug. That's what they did to ITV, which is a very small British wrestling promotion. They brought in NXT UK. They squashed them. Let me tell you a story about Dana White and UFC. Dana White had to preempt one of his just regular UFC Unleashed cards where it was just these secondary third, not John Jones, just the up and coming, the NXT of UFC. Yep. Just these no-name fighters. They had to preempt that to a Monday night. And when Vince McMahon found out about it, do you know what he did? He booked Mike Tyson on the show to guest host Raw. That Mike Tyson booking was in response to UFC airing their developmental fights. So this man is not about to be fair to anybody who's any semblance of a competition to them. So they could do that, but they want to win at all costs, and that's what's going to happen.
You got to understand when you say Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon think he ain't competition with everybody. Everybody. This dude was going against Monday Night Football, and he reenacted a skit from Monday Night Football.
The shower.
In the shower. He's in competition with everybody. But if we just talk about wrestling here, if we talk about AEW versus WWE, and all of us at that age where we remember the Monday Night Wars, this is the closest we ever have got to a Monday Night War in many years, right? I want to see how they do with a level playing field. That's all I'm asking. I want to see how good this NXT for the past, since Shawn Michaels took over, has been good. Has been great. We was there for their one night stand. It was awesome. But I just want to see what this roster do, because this is a good roster that they got right now. I love the roster that NXT got. I also love the roster AEW got right now.
Well, if you want to see what they can do, NXT weeks 1 and 2 loaded up the shows. They had CM Punk on the first show, Randy Orton on the next show. Now they didn't go head to head, but NXT did better numbers. Week 4, they did not have these big stars on their show, and they still beat NXT in total viewership. One of those weeks in 18-49 without loading up the show.
What was that on a Wednesday?
That was on Tuesday nights, and one of them was head-to-head against AEW. Now they're going to Wednesday, but one of the reasons they're gonna WWE is not concerned with trying to have a level playing field or whatever reason.
Oh no!
One of the reasons on a Wednesday why they're loading it up is because people don't know that the show is on Wednesday, so they have to do everything they can to get people out of their normal viewing habits and go to WWE. That includes promoting the hell out of the show. That includes ratings. So-and-so is going to be in the building. And I mean, they're going to do that. Yeah, you could beg that they can make it a level playing field. That's just not this company. Triple H learned from Vince McMahon. They're as competitive as it gets.
So I have a question.
Wait. Let's go to Apollo because Apollo hasn't said anything.
I'm sorry, Apollo.
So, let's make sure everybody gets a chance to speak. Apollo, you have been staring in the camera. I know you want to say something. Go ahead.
No, I look. I mean, at most cookouts, I just let the old heads talk while I'm in the back, just
dare you, sir,
hanging out.
I know I'm old as fuck. Like,
how dare you, sir?
All right.
Just wait until your knees check engine light come on, your back.
I swear. when you wake up in the morning, say, "Oh,
yeah,
we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you."
Or tone. Or you stand like this.
Yeah, my lower back.
I mean, that's how I feel every fucking morning. But no, go ahead, Paul.
But so listening to all this, I think Enforcer already brought it up with the whole level playing field thing. My thing about the whole level playing field thing is Shawn Michaels and Triple H doesn't believe in Trick Williams. It doesn't believe in Obo Femi. Doesn't believe in the talents that they have on NXT to say, hey, let's just go against AEW on Wednesday without any RVD, Bubba Ray Dudley, any CM Punk, any Randy Orton. To me, when you bring those people on, you're saying, I can't fully trust that you are going to draw as much as a Randy Orton. I can't trust.
And they can't.
So
that's exactly what it is. This is, and it's funny that the fact that you're putting Trick Williams in the same level of Randy Orton and like CM Punk and these big stars, I think is a good thing because he's on his way. But at the end of the day, NXT is a developmental product. And they're doing, for a developmental product with people who aren't proven television draws, they're actually doing a really good job on the CW. Having said that, if you're going to put together a TV show and you want to draw ratings and you're as competitive as WWE, hell yeah, you're going to get main roster stars because they're big television stars. They were once upon a time developmentals. Once upon a time, CM Punk was just some kid in OVW and he wouldn't be able to draw ratings. And if an OVW went head-to-head with TNA, then they would have got Randy Orton. Not Randy Orton was there too. They would have gotten John Cena to come to OVW, So
once upon a time, CM Punk was Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion before he came to OVW.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean get out my head, Apollo. That doesn't mean anything was on national TV. How many people watching national TV know what Ring of Honor even is?
Still, that's still hardcore fans in general.
I'll be right back. Looking for. Now this is what you just opened the door to, because when you said this is the difference, of fan bases also.
So let me ask you,
because you got the people in the AEW.
I'm just putting it out as CM Punk wasn't developmental when he came to OVW.
Actually, he was. Actually, he was.
I'm talking about strictly as a television draw. I'm not talking about their skills. Yeah. I'm talking about, listen, Julia might be the best wrestler in that entire company. If you say, hey, everybody, tonight on Raw, Julia's going to wrestle, it's going to do the worst quarter because nobody knows who Julia is yet. You've got to build her up on NXT. You've got to have her win matches. This is a developmental process. When I say developmental, with Trick Williams, he's developmental in that he hasn't, wrestled enough. He's got to be a better wrestler, whatnot, and that's going to come. He's a tremendous athlete. He's also developmental as a television character. In that, if you book Trick Williams, as great as he's doing on NXT, if you want to be a competitive product with AEW and guarantee that you're winning, and I would agree with you, I really don't think they need CM Punk and all these big stars based on how bad they've beaten AEW. But they want to make sure that they're going to win, and so you're going to need people who have proven themselves on TV from the main roster. Is it fair? Hell no, it's not fair. Is it competitive? Yeah, and I love it.
But then, so then you're just saying like, hey, Trig, I know we love you. I know we're making you NXT champion. I know we're gonna put you over 41-year-old Ethan Page for whatever reason. But take a backseat to RVD this week. We really need to beat AEW right this week.
How do you think Trick Williams would respond to that? Tell me how you. Okay, so you say that to Trick Williams. Tell me how you think Trick Williams would respond to that.
If I'm not Trick Williams, I mean, I know we have kind of the same two-strand hair twist style, but I'm not. But at the same time, how's this? If I was Trick Williams, I would take it as, so I'm NXT champion, but you guys don't trust me to bring in people like that.
God, okay, no matter who you are, whether you're Trick Williams, and this is not a black thing, if an NXT champion went to the booker and said, I'm NXT champion, which the booker booked it that way, you didn't like actually win that title. If an NXT champion, black, white, orange, panda, if an NXT champion went to the booker of NXT and said, I'm NXT champion, I can draw on my own, not only would that title be off of him that night, they would end up not getting any opportunities. The wrestlers, and I'm just telling you from a wrestler's perspective, talking to wrestlers for years, there's like, and one thing I think, there's a level of respect that wrestlers just have for like the old heads, as so to speak, for people who came before them. And I think Trick Williams is giddy AF for anybody who's in that developmental territory, is excited to have, you know, these older wrestlers come on, give them the rub. More people will see not only a Bubba Ray, but they're going to see Trick Williams, and they're going to say, oh, I remember Bubba Ray, but who is this Trick Williams guy? I like that whoop that trick stuff. All the wrestlers that are your favorite wrestlers, I guarantee you there was a moment where you were tuning in not to see them, to see somebody else. And then you said, whoa, who's that? Like WWE is a variety show. So they're going to bring on, you know, older wrestlers, people from the past, people who are proven television draws to help the people who are a couple years into the business. If you're a couple years into the business, you have no agency to say, I'm the developmental champion. You need to trust me with the ball. I would love that chutzpah. I would love that ambition. But I mean, the unwritten rules in wrestling, that would just get you cut off at the legs, man. As much as I hate to admit that.
I mean,
I got it. No, I'm gonna get him real quick.
I heard him cough. That's why
you said old heads, right? So why are we complaining about AEW having old heads when you bring in Oldberg back and asking for one last match? I don't know if that's Christian or if that's Oldberg. But first of all, I don't want Oldberg on my fucking television. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man does not do, this man kicked the same person you interviewed, sir.
Oh, I heard about it. We've all heard about it.
I can only imagine how vitriol he was during the interview about that.
Oh God.
Bro.
Oh, go look at it. Go look at it. It's
it's always fuck Goldberg when
bro. You cannot say his name around Bret Hart.
Bro, I didn't. You know what's funny is I think I asked about Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame, and he ended up getting to how Seth Rollins is dangerous, and then he said, you know, my career is ended by a gentleman named Bill Goldberg. Like, I could have been like, hey, Bret Hart, what's your favorite color? And he'd be like, well, my favorite color isn't black because Goldberg wears black trunks, and he ended my career. He's always gonna get to Goldberg.
So I have a quick question. With your platform and the state of the mentality of wrestling fans, rather WWE fans, AEW fans, TNA, New Japan, MLW, or whatever, the tribalism that's going on, there's tribalism, there's toxicity that's going on. And with your platform, do you feel that your views kind of put fuel on that tribalism flame?
Yes, I absolutely do, because everything does, and this is a sign of the times. I love tribalism. One of the reasons I love the fact that pro wrestling has two companies now is because now it's almost like watching football. I love the Packers. I hate the Bears. I talk all kinds of shit about the Bears. Does that mean I want the Bears to go out of business? Does that mean I want NFL to go out? Does that mean NFL?
You got a fellow Packer hand.
Go, Pack, go. Okay? So.
Like Jordan Love can stay healthy, yeah, but you know
now, what? Dude. Now you got new best friend, Alfred.
You.
Yeah. Now you got new best friend, so you better come back for 300.
Now you got to come back for 300.
I am shocked. I mean, because I'm thinking I was going to clash with Alfred. I mean, he has said some things I disagree with, but I did not know you were a Packer fan.
I am. We can get to that. Let me tell you something about tribalism.
Go ahead, bro.
Sign of the times. It's like, remember the Attitude Era? The Attitude Era is not a description of WWE. It's a description of the time we were in. That's when Eminem was famous. Limp Bizkit. That's when we had movies. The video games were edgy. You know, everything was edgy. That's when, you know, gangster rap kind of went away, but then the edgy rapper, we were in this era of like where rock tried to appropriate rap, and they had a lot of edgy characters on television. Jerry Springer, Howard Stern. The Attitude Era, as they articulated in the Vince McMahon documentary, was a sign of the times. Everything had attitude, and WWE was a reflection of that. Right now, we are in the tribalism era. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you represent. I see people get canceled for being too nice. You know what I mean? Like, like, it doesn't matter what you are. Everything is tribal. So if there's two things, somebody's going to like one thing, somebody's going to like the other thing. And if somebody likes the other thing, the person who likes this thing is going to be like, well, that's because you're racist. Well, that's because this, and everybody's going to get tribal. So no matter what I do, no matter what I say, if I have a strong opinion about something, it's going to get tribal. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I actually love it. We are in a tribal era.
Okay. You're a WWE fan. Okay, cool.
No, I'm a wrestling fan.
You're a WWE fan. You're a WWE fan, and you know you are. Okay,
no, I'm a fan of everything. I'm a fan of everything, but I love WWE.
Okay.
You have stated that.
I have, and I love AEW. I love and hate both companies. Like I'm right now. Let's just for the sake of discussion. Yes, I'm a WWE fan. Let's continue.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, do you believe in spreading misinformation?
Not at all. I mean, I do not. It depends on what you consider misinformation because everybody's got their own sets of facts.
I get it. But the thing is, not you, but I'm just saying that a lot of people don't like to do their research. And that's what pisses me off. You cannot be on a podcast and you don't do your research. Because I like to gather scouts for free. I don't give a fuck. I can care less. But you can't sit up here and then try to, quote me something when I'm like, bro, that's not fucking true. And there's a lot of them that do that in the wrestling industry. Yes. We got too many of these fucking fans that's going around here acting like they're April O'Neil's, and they have never, ever picked up a fucking book, have never Googled, but then yet want to tell me, well, I love the fucking bloodline. I mean, I don't give a fuck about the goddamn bloodline. I'm talking about the shit that pertains to us. I can go back and I can talk about the shit in the 80s, and you're like, well, I love all the wrestling, but the only thing you can fucking talk about is the bloodline. That's the only thing you can talk about. Going back to your point earlier. Now, listen, WWE is watchable. I'm going to be watching Crown Jewel tomorrow. Now, my nigga down below, he's not going to watch it because he thinks that it's a blood-filled type of show.
No.
You're not going to watch it. I like to watch it because of content purposes. But my thing is, I think I don't need to be on this tribalism shit. I love all wrestling. I don't need to be on this tribal. I think too many people are too goddamn moist for their own conscience. But I digress on that one. My thing is, it's like, instead of being on the tribalism ban, how about we make some fucking money, since that's a talking point when it comes to professional wrestling? Why AEW and WWE cannot work together? I'm going to tell you why. Because Mr. Papa Triple H, a.k.a. Jesus, do not want to work with AEW because he got his ass kicked too many fucking times, and now he's fucking he want to go back to Stephanie and talk about, oh baby, they got my ass kicked. Now, as far as like NXT goes, I like the black representation. Once again, I think black representation should be on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. It should not be on Tuesdays. Now, if we're gonna sit here, we're gonna talk about the greatness. How about that greatness transitions over to the main roster? Because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with Carmelo Hayes. If we're going to actually have that conversation.
I can tell you what's going on with Carmelo Hayes. He's getting beat up by Charlotte Flair's husband.
Okay, but didn't they have a great, it ended. I was very disappointed in how it ended, but that best of 7 series, the best of 7 series was some of the best wrestling I've seen in WWE consistently for years. They reminded me of the Booker T and Chris Benoit best of 7 series.
Oh, no, you can't say that.
We refer to that man as C Murder.
I'm sorry. You good. I'm just playing. We mentioned him on here too. I'm like,
but Carmelo Hayes, again, he's very early in his development. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work for somebody, but I just think it's going to work for Carmelo Hayes because he's been having great match after great match, and they've been doing this best of 7. I thought they did a great job getting Carmelo Hayes as like a consistent presence on television. And let me tell all these people who are worried, and I'm one of these people who are worried about Triple H and his handling of Black Town and whatnot. He will have no choice but to book black talent come years from now. I mean, you can, if you're really paranoid, you can argue that they started WWE ID to go find all the white people in wrestling to replace these black people. But I hope that's not what it is. But the thing about it is that all the black people in NXT are going to be on the main roster soon. You're talking about Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays. They're going to have to create another day in the week to accommodate all the black stars that they're going to make from NXT going to the main roster. They're going to be doing a Soul Train line from NXT to the main roster. They're going to be doing this Cupid Shuffle from NXT to the main roster. It's WWE Blackdown.
He said the Soul Train line, y'all.
They're gonna
Soul
be
Train line.
shuffling. They're gonna be doing the cha-cha slide. They're gonna do Soul Training.
The wobble. We don't do the cha-cha slide no more. We do the wobble.
There's no stopping it. Trick Williams is gonna be a big star. Kalani Jordan,
happy ass dances, weight, and curb stomping all those black people. So,
but you know that Trick Williams.
There's gonna be all the feuds, and this is what's great about that. And I wrote an article about this. Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes. We're gonna look back at that as a sign of the times. This is the first time two black men have been in a main event long-term feud on this product, but like most any wrestling product. This is unprecedented. The Carmelo Hayes Trick Williams feud was like unprecedented. So they're going to go to the main roster, and along with Obafemi, name it, Wes Lee, Kalani Jordan, even the white people on NXT are black. Sol Ruka, like
don't
they're
forget about Miss Parker.
Why are we going around and giving everybody the black card? Why are we doing that?
Do not forget about Miss Parker, please.
Yes, Jada Parker and Lash Legend, who are on SmackDown. They're going back and forth.
I love them, by the way.
So
hey, Miss Parker.
You said something that really caught my attention. I think people need to understand this is also old WWE Trump too. It's that best of 7. If you go back to when I'm not gonna say they first, but the second time split the brand, they put a certain team before there was a certain team in the best of 7. Cesaro.
Yeah.
And
Sheamus.
It's a sign to show you that they know they got talent, but they want to see if that talent could hold a TV stand. Because again, WWE is not just wrestling; it's the drama, the storyline. It's a freaking TV show. You have a variety show. Right. So they know Triple H knew he got something in Carmelo. He got it. But he needed to find something to put on TV. So you had Andrade in catering eating Taco Bell and salad, and you had Carmelo here talking about, hey, I want to be on TV. Because one thing about Carmelo, and I know, is that Carmelo got this attitude, like a certain someone that we sing his song now, Seth Rollins had when he was in NXT. A certain guy that used to pop pills. Now he cross-eyed, named Sean Hicklebottom. He got that attitude that I am the best in the fucking locker room. Let me prove it. So I'm gonna put you in the best.
Are you saying Shawn Michaels cross-eyed book? He cross-eyed books? Is that what you're saying?
Not when it comes to women, but you know.
Hey now, hey now, Apollo, my nigga.
Wow, Apollo.
So my
get
thing
your ass in the corner, bro.
Hey, no, he's man, we about to drink some shots. So my thing is this best of 7 series.
Cheers, Paulo. Cheers,
wow. Bro. This best of 7 series pretty much was showcase series. Now, but like you said, I hate the ending too. I watched SmackDown last week. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was not a good
ending. We all knew it was gonna end up to a triple threat match for the United States title. Everybody, but the right decision, I think, always agree is put that belt on Carmelo Hayes. Put that belt.
Yeah, we can't rush everything. Like, I think I was very frustrated at first when Carmelo Hayes was barely being used, and when he was used, but like he's now being consistently used. And again, this is part of the developmental process. And you talk about people on the main roster. I think right now, as a television draw, Trick Williams, who's in developmental, is a bigger draw than Carmelo Hayes. But they've got to build Carmelo Hayes, and if enough people on national TV see him on the main roster, he's going to get there. So I think it's just a building process. I hope they have not shown me. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt that Carmelo Hayes is absolutely going to be a star. I've seen so many black talent who did not get to where I thought they should have gone. You know, Shelton Benjamin's probably the greatest example of that. I hope they're able to book Carmelo Hayes effectively, but I am encouraged by what he's been doing lately. I can't lie. The last couple of months of Carmelo Hayes, I think, has been fire, and he might be a sleeper pick to win that United States title.
That is a good point. And then, you know, it's funny because we talked about that. Wait a minute, Alfred, are you on TikTok? I don't think
I am on TikTok. A pro wrestling bit singular on TikTok.
Oh, so you under some other, you know what, motherfucker.
It's also pro wrestling bits. Pro wrestling bits on YouTube, pro wrestling bit on TikTok.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna look you up. Okay.
Yes. So real quick, I know we're about to I know you're about to leave.
Yes, it's been a good time. I'm definitely coming back, guys. You guys are
man, bro.
We're gonna harass you, sir.
We need a part 2.
The surface here.
We need part two, but I just want to say thank you for coming through. Thank you for answering my message. You know, like those who know, I am like the PR guy for hashtag. I'm one that sends out our messages to get interviewers and whatnot. And thank you, man. Like I just really want to say thank you for reading and answering. And yeah, man. Now you have to come back for 300 because we need a round two.
Yes. So are we? Do you want to come back to our 300?
100%. I've had so much fun on the show. You guys are great. I want to talk to Apollo more. Apollo had some great questions and points. And you guys,
Alfred, I know you're a stand-up comedian, and I'm aspiring to be one. So
awesome.
I would love to pick your brain about stuff, but that's on a different time. That's on a whole.
Yeah, reach out. Are you following me on Instagram?
I don't know yet, but okay. I will. No. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. No, God.
No, I know. I'm just asking. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I definitely will. Yeah.
Hey, Afro. Question.
Afro.
I'm sorry, Alfred.
Wow.
I'm watching Afro.
There is no Afro, sir.
I'm watching Afro Samurai. Excuse me. Sorry. But bro, who is your next interview? Who's the next rest of you interview?
Can tell us.
This always comes by. I don't have anybody lined up. People will reach out to me. It's usually when they have something to sell or if they have something that they want to promote or I very rarely reach out and look for people to interview. They'll just come out. Their people will reach out to me. So I don't know when that's going to happen next. I mean, I recently interviewed Mandy Rose and Jordan Grace was a great interview. But I don't know who my next. I think maybe, but I've been trying. I've been talking about Batista's people. And so we've had a couple of we almost interviewed him, but then things fell through. So maybe Batista, but I don't know. I really don't know who the next one.
That Mandy Rose is done.
Yeah, that Mandy Rose.
I would love to ask, who have you not interviewed yet that you would love to interview?
That's a great question. There's two people on my bucket list because it's getting smaller. Because I've Austin was always one, obviously, and I interviewed Austin. The Rock and Ric Flair are the two that I really like. Every time I hear Ric Flair's not doing well, whatever, I really start to kind of get nervous because I don't want him to pass on without me ever having talked to him. I want to talk to The Rock and Ric Flair are the two that are left on my bucket list. I haven't talked to the New Day before. I think that would be a lot of fun. The New Day would be another one.
This would be a good year to do that. This would be his 10th anniversary, so this would be definitely a good year to do that.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a little easier. Getting the New Day is a little easier because I know Austin Creed does a lot of cosplay stuff. He's a giant nerd. I actually met him at Dragon Con last year. So awesome. But he's an awesome dude. I did talk to Xavier Woods, but I haven't talked to New Day as a collective. So I have spoken with Xavier Woods. I forgot that's his wrestling name. Austin, and he had a great answer because he was going for his PhD. And I asked him, and this went viral. I asked him, I said, would you rather be WWE champion or get your PhD? And he said, I'd rather get my PhD. It would mean more to people, it would be a better representation of myself. It would be more inspirational to people who look up to me. And it was one of the great, because I was certain he was going to say, I'd want to represent the company or whatever. But he said he'd rather get his PhD. And I thought it was a great answer.
That's awesome.
Nice. If you do get Ric Flair, just ask him one question from me. Ask him, did he really fall asleep in that match?
Wow. He'll never admit to it, but he definitely did. But yeah,
you never know. He's
while bleeding. He
died in that match,
bro. He was snoring.
I mean, bro,
in the corner.
You're right. You're bleeding internally and externally, bro. And you're bro, what are we doing?
I was so scared. I bought that pay-per-view and I watched it. I've never been so scared for somebody watching the wrestle than that.
Man, poor Rick. And shout out to Ric Flair and his family while they're going through the past.
Yeah, really. It's a stepson. It's really sad story.
Yeah, so shout out to them. Condolences to them. And I also want to give I want everybody to put Tamina's knees on their prayer list because it's still a little shaky and she needs some prayer for her knees.
Jesus.
What?
Clip that because you guys said at the same time. Clip it, clock it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Alfred, I'm gonna tell you like this. Before this interview, I came in. I ain't gonna lie, Dub. I came in here. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna rip his ass apart because I don't like none of the shit he is saying. I have learned a lot from you from this interview, and it was a pleasure having you on here and learning from you. Part 2, we're going to get into your origins. We need to learn who the fuck Alfred is. We seen the version tonight, but we got to get to the other one though.
Definitely, 100%. And that's the good thing about meeting people in real life. That's why I don't really take Twitter seriously. I love Twitter as a marketing tool, but like people get too down on themselves, and it really is sad when they see somebody say something bad. It's like if 90% of the time when you meet people in real life, they're much better than they are on Twitter or on when they're anonymous. So like I'm glad we did get a chance to sit down and talk. You know,
this guy right
here. Well, what happened? Why this guy?
Because all right. So I guess I'll let him explain. I'll let him explain because I met him from TikTok.
Yeah. So there you go. So real quick, I met Chris from Twitter. We met in the space by this racist guy named Watson. He's from the UK.
Racist guy.
No, swear to God, I can't bullshit. It's not. And then that's how we started. That's when we made a cookout and whatnot. And then we became best friends. He's a godfather of my son. I slept and I went to Wisconsin for a tournament, and I slept on this man's couch for a week.
Right there.
Yep. And literally, but this guy, I mean, he's a hill. He's a hill. He's a hill before he brushes his teeth.
Even when I wash my ass, like before that time,
I wake up yawning.
So, I'm telling you right now, before I reached out to you, it was, what clip was it? It was your AEW and Tony Khan clip before the Samantha Irving one.
Okay, that one I've seen that too.
Yeah, so I sent to the group, and I was like, "Yo, he did it again!" And they're like, "What?" And they're like, "Watch this clip." And they watched it. I was like, and I said it verbatim. I said, "What are the odds that I get him for the show?" And then Chris messaged me back. He's all, "You could try." And I was like,
"I did."
Me being competitive, because I'm very, very, very competitive. Chris will tell you, everybody who knows me,
He's very competitive. Fucking Leo. Yeah,
I'm a Leo. So I was like, so I literally said, "Hold my beer." Let's
go! Wow.
And I messaged you.
So you starting on niggas on you starting on niggas now. Okay, gotcha.
And then when you hit me back, no light, as soon as you hit me back, I screenshot it and I put it in the group and I said hook, line, sinker.
Bro, he did.
Yes, everything he's saying is facts.
I'm glad you reached out, man. This is like I'm very active. Like when it comes to DMs, I do try to answer all the DMs I get or whatnot. Sometimes I'll go into like a separate folder, and so I won't see them for a while. But I'm really glad you reached out because this is a great platform, you guys. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna retweet, and I'll mention you on my videos. I'm about to.
Put it on there. Let's go.
Yeah, man. And I'll also try to like clip this on.
You're right. You're right, John.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate you. So 300 episodes. So you're gonna be on the 300 episodes. Should we just book you or just keep?
Yeah, reach out to me again as soon as tomorrow. Let's just get a date on the books. Whenever I don't know what your guys' recording schedule is, but whenever 300 happens, I'll be here.
Sunday, 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern on Sundays, and then you can also follow us on TikTok because we do cookouts. Literally, we do cookouts on TikTok, so you can just follow us. It's H4 Life. Wrestling.
We'll follow you. We'll follow you. I make sure I get all your I'll message you. Make sure I get all your socials. Yeah, and then I put it in our group chat. Make sure everybody in our panel, everybody in our podcast group follows you. And then when you see the follows, you see #HealsForLife. Just follow that. Make sure you follow everything, and then we'll try to get you on the cookout with everybody because there's some amazing minds over there on our TikTok. On our TikTok,
this universe. Man down here we met from the cookout right there, right now.
Young man, this youngster,
one with the dreads.
This young whippersnapper still got Similac on his breath.
I just got
Similac on his breath is crazy.
I just got him done today.
Yeah.
I know you're up there looking fabulous. Just
got some Similac on his breath.
The boy looking marvelous. Marvelous.
Well, Alfred, thank you so much for joining us,
guys.
bro.
This has been great. I had a great time. We're doing it again.
Too, man.
300.
All right, guys. 300.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Alfred. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
That was crazy.
That was fun.
Fucking awesome, yo.
That was crazy.
Like, when I'm thinking, listen, so this true story. So when I wanted to be as transparent as possible. Like I didn't want to like hide my face. Like, bro, like I can't stand this nigga. And listening to him and interviewing him, I have a different. Bro, I learned that me and him are Packer fans. And on top, I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
All he got this whole goddamn conversation. Wait. Nothing else but you're a Packer fan.
That should be clear because as soon as he said that, Chris' eyes got big as hell. Like,
right, I'm for real. But no, it's really cool that we actually interview someone that's in the wrestling industry, and he really liked the podcast and loved he loved the interview. So, I mean, and he's coming back for the 300 episode.
He did not back away from anything that we asked.
No,
and
he didn't.
Awesome.
He did.
He's still on business.
He's still on
motherfucking business. And you have to respect somebody like that.
Yes.
Respect.
Still on business.
Whether you agree with his views, or whether you agree with it or disagree with it, you have to respect the fact that he stood by everything that
stood on motherfucking business.
And he stood on business.
How about this? He ain't no keyboard warrior.
No, he's not. Because that energy came from Twitter and on this podcast. And I loved it. I loved it because I'm thinking like, you know what? He gonna be one of them tribal motherfuckers that, you know, he ain't gonna make it on this podcast. And that man proved me fucking wrong.
He did not back down. He stood on everything. Wow. I was like listening to him, and then like you could tell like when he got extremely passionate. Yes. When you know, and I sat back and I muted my mic and I sat back and it was when he was talking about the fair, about being fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That right there, and when you heard it in his voice, I was like, oh shit. Okay. Wow.
Hey, what's that? Roundhouse? Yeah, you just missed the interview. We just interviewed Alfred Konuwa from Forbes. Yeah. It was a damn good interview. Once again, everybody, if you did miss this interview, the interview was dope. We learned a lot from Alfred. Please follow us. Go back into the recap show. We will be having him for the 300 episode. We just confirmed it. So I will have T.O. do all the PR work and all the good shit. But yeah, it was a damn good interview.
Hey man, shout out to my inmate right there. Man, we putting messages out there, getting some great interviews.
Right, you know.
Shout out to my brother.
Honestly,
right there.
Those who don't know, I probably send out over 100 messages to wrestlers, to wrestling fans. I have since like this is like the mark in me. I was talking to Freddie Prinze Jr.'s people because like I love Freddie Prinze Jr.'s movies. When I know that's a white boy in me. No Diddy.
That's the white boy in you.
No Diddy.
Okay.
No Diddy.
So what are we looking at now? Are we looking at the Chinese man or the black man? Like, what are we looking at?
He ain't drunk enough to be the Chinese man.
But seriously, but like I send out over 100 messages a week, and I tell the guys like, hey, like I mean, it got to the point where they stopped asking me because it's either like I'm gonna book something or I'm gonna find something in the wrestling streets and I'm throwing it in our group chat, and they'll wake up, like they'll go sleep and they'll wake up to like 15 different messages from me in our group chat.
5 o'clock in the goddamn morning in the East Coast.
Yeah, I swear to God. No, I'm hey, but that's just like my role. My role, like you guys will not see me every single week, but my team knows that hey, Teal's not gonna be there. Teal's probably doing some Teal shit, but I'm constantly in the streets. I'm constantly in the wrestling streets. I'm constantly trying to do this. And like I said, when I brought up the situation about bringing him on, I know Chris was jokingly saying it like, "Teal, go ahead and try. He's not gonna come, but go ahead and try."
Yeah.
Like seriously, like I mean,
down them. For real.
But Chris did it in the text, and I know Chris's voice. I know Chris. Chris is like my best friend. Like literally, he's my best friend. Mm-hmm. So I read it in the way Chris said. It sounded like this. What up, team? Because he's tired.
It's funny because I really did do that. I was just like, okay, we're gonna have this bitch ass nigga on here. I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it like the attitude, because like I literally do not have the attitude about him right now, because like that is a chilled ass dude.
Yes.
Like he stood on business. He loved WWE. I had to correct him. I said, bro, you a WWE fan. Just
you said it. And he's like, no wrestling said, no, be real.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, just be real. Like, I mean, the one thing I'm gonna respect is if you stand on business and just tell us you like WWE, cool. All right. I can only respect you on that. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of his views, once again, very controversial. He has some really good points. I couldn't disagree, because the one part where he said that AEW is like erratic. It's like some moments is cool, and then there's some other moments it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Questions.
So
real quick, I'm sorry to cut you off. Mm-hmm. I do want to give a big shout out to the man behind the keyboard, the man behind the camera, the man behind. Excuse me, that was a beer burp. The man behind the podcast. He doesn't get the recognition he should deserve a lot. Mm-hmm. Ziggy revamped my initial message that's sent out to everybody. Mm-hmm. And it was Ziggy's revamp of what I normally send out, was how we got Alfred's attention, how Alfred responded back. So Ziggy, thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you. Congratulations. Yes. My boy Ziggy just got his degree. He's got his degree. He's going for his master's. Then he'll get his master's.
That boy's smart.
Doctorate. That boy's smart.
That boy's smart. That boy's smart.
That boy good. That boy good.
Get that book. Get that book.
I mean, T.O., you giving out there, man. I'm gonna give you your flowers, man, because most of the people we talk to, Big Daddy, Wolf.
Yes.
Shout out to goddamn, I want to say her real name.
Victor,
Lala, Vic.
Lala, yes.
And Victor, shout out to Wrestling Club, Victor.
Yes, Vic. Yes. Like we taught these people. Now they part of the family. They all, we couldn't contact when we still see them wrestling shows, because this man got the interview. We get to know them people. Mm-hmm. So shout out to my brother up there, Chris Apollo. Y'all on the cookout. Y'all talked to Javelle. Y'all talked to another guy named Zilla.
Yes.
So we're trying to build a brand here, and even though sometimes we hit a roadblock, we go right through the motherfucker.
So, I mean, that's life for you.
It's like that's because one thing for sure, and we're not gonna stop the motivation. Our goal is to get going. So appreciate y'all. This interview was fun.
Yes, but before we go off, I'm gonna let people understand how serious we are about this podcast. How serious I am about this podcast is the fact that it was like 9:05 Chris time, 8:05 my time, and then Chris was like, "Yo, if he doesn't come, we're gonna go to TikTok." I said, "No, we'll do the show. We'll talk about whatever. Yeah. And I said this. I said, if he does not show, that falls on him. We'll post that. Hey, you know what? He made a commitment. He didn't follow through. It's a pressure on him. We're gonna still do our show. We just do like an hour, talk about the week, whatever. Then we go on TikTok. If he does not show up, we'll put the pressure on him. And guess what? You said his name, and he motherfucking
appears. Right.
I'm telling you,
we are about business.
We are. In my mind, exactly when I said that, it was like weird. After I said we're gonna do the show and we're gonna apply pressure. If he doesn't, we're gonna post it and put the pressure on him. And boom, he showed up. But I'm trying now.
I'm sorry.
Look at me. Look at me right now, y'all. Time out. Look at me. Hold on. Hold on. Look at me.
I'm the captain.
Hashtag Hills Life. We're not going anywhere. We're not going nowhere. All right. We are here. All right. We're going to disrupt every single thing that y'all think that y'all doing good. No, we're going to take over. So either you get down or you lay down. If you lay down, you stay down. You dig?
Yeah. So everybody, we are going to do the cookouts on TikTok. So
shout out to Shout out to the Buffs.
Yes. The who?
The Buffs. Colorado Buffaloes.
They both eligible, baby.
Yo, we're both. Hey, shout out to my boy Tone. Hook me up. Y'all see this? Y'all see my bill?
Don't see that.
Tone set me up with this beautiful motherfucker right here. Autographed by Cody Rhodes.
Oh, nice. How did he get that? How you get that?
At a wrestling show.
At a wrestling show. I sent this man a thank you package, and I got some Yeet glasses. I got some Colorado gear. I just said, like, yo, know what?
Right on my birthday.
You know that Yeet means throw, right?
Yeah, no way, but he wasn't expecting what was in there. I told him, hey, because he got me this flag. He got me the Acclaim flag at a show. I said, hey, don't send me nothing until you get my package. Look at my package.
Wait, no Diddy.
No Diddy. Like the package I sent. The box.
Was it big?
It was.
We'll see y'all on Sunday.
It was like a.
You'll see me in a few minutes.
But you know what I mean.
You'll see me in a few minutes.
Anyways, but it's the fact that the brotherhood that we have at #HealsForLife, that we look after each other. We really do. If one has a bad day, we check up on somebody. We make sure they're good. It was just like Tone is my tag team partner. We are the inmates. We run that asylum. When Chris and Zig ain't there, guess what? We there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's just like they trust us enough to know that, hey, Teal and Tone will be there. All right, we're good. We're straight. Man. But I sent them the box, and I was like, hey, look at it, appreciate it, and like literally the next day he was wearing all the stuff that I got him. I was like, you know what I mean? And then next thing you know, I get a box in the mail, and I'm opening it, and I got my Yankees.
Yeah.
So okay, good night, y'all. Good night, y'all. Bye.
Everybody.
Good night, y'all.
Tomorrow. No, bye. Okay, so we're doing a cookout in a little bit. So if you guys want to log on, just give me about 2 minutes or so. Tomorrow we're doing a cookout after Crown Jewel. So watch out for that. We will be back for episode 274, fellas.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are getting a lot of fucking shows before
fucking bundle pack. Goddamn it.
Yeah, bundle pack. But everybody, we'll see you guys tomorrow. No, we'll see you guys Sunday. Y'all be easy and remember to wash your ass. Thank you so much, wrestling.
Real wrestling fans wear deodorant.
Indeed.
Shout out to the mayor.
Bye, everybody.